say a little bit about myself, because I don't get the introduction last week. So I'm very new to Monash. My title is Senior HPC Consultant. I joined Monash this year in June. And my background, I'm System Administrator in the HPC, knowledge around storage, networking, and a little bit of GPUs. I'm sorry if I can't answer all the questions about Monash and Massive, because it's like there's multiple libraries in Monash. I still haven't figured out where are they. We probably should make it a poker stop so I can find them all. So I've been supporting Lustre file system for a number of years now. Thanks to NCI. 4 years back, we here for the first Lustre user group meeting. I was presenting on behalf of Swinburne, but I'm presenting for Monash. And I started to support Lustre since version 1.8, and I still remember 1.86 was the first one that we installed. Okay. Massive. Okay. So we are partners with Monash University, Australian synchrotron, CSIRO, and we provide the facility for imaging and visualizations to our partners, especially Australian synchrotron in this case. We are also the leading affiliate partner for Center of Excellence in Integrative Brain Functions and Excellence in Advanced Molecular Imaging. So we have around 150 active projects, 500 plus user accounts, and a lot of institutions across Australia. And the main focus for Massive is to integrate the instruments that are provided by our partner, for example, Australian synchrotron, to provide the platform for analyze, filter, and present the data. So Massive is sitting at this stack. So obviously we capture data from various sources, and Massive we have M1, M2, M3, and also Monash, which you can see on the right hand side, Monash Research Cloud, to provide the researchers various tools to analyze the data. And then we present the images in cave. If you have been to Monash, you'll probably be quite amazed by how you can actually see the pyramids in Egypt with the 3D glasses. You can actually zoom into all the images. You don't even have to physically be there because it's quite dangerous to be there now. And then the last step we have is to share all the images of the data to the researchers. So we've got project, for example, TARDIS, to archive and keep the researcher a web interface to get the data that they wanted. Pseudo. So this is because we are so user focused. We listen to our users, and they want something that they can visualize the data. So we provide a tool called Pseudo. So this is based on SSH tunnel, and by launching the Turbo PNC sessions, and this is integrated to the queue, so they can actually ask for numbers of CPUs and memories. QuizHive is our main developer for this. It's open source, so if you are interested, you can get in touch with me, and I will pass on the information to you. So it's cross-platform, so you can use it on Windows, Mac, or Linux machines. Okay, so I was thinking actually to show a quick demo, but my internet is not working well. I can't connect to Azure for some reason. So my plan B is to provide a video. So this is how we, as a user, HPC user, to request a desktop sessions. So AAF, so I guess everyone knows about it, authenticated. And once you are in, you can choose the desktop that you want on different cluster. You can, before launch it, you can change your project's numbers of hours, memory, processors, and how many nodes you want to run on. So I just try to make it small so I can get the time because this class is quite busy. These are the clusters that you can ask in the desktop sessions. So here you can just click show desktop. So it has a client actually you can download the client actually sits on the your machine, but this is a web section which has been introduced, I think, early this year. So these are the software that is available for my projects, for example. And in this case, I'm just going to bring up the MATLAB software. Unfortunately, I didn't have time to have the actual 3D visualizations running. I just came back from my holiday, so I didn't have time to do it. Okay, so in 2016, we bought M3. So it's a successor for M1 and M2. So we put in 1,700 CPU, Haswell CPU cores, GPUs as well, and we acquire a total of 1.1 petabytes of Lustre file system. M1 and 2 are still running on GPFS, so Lustre is actually quite new to Massive in this case. They are supplied by Dell, Monash, and NVIDIA, and in 2016 as well, we became the NVIDIA GPU Research Center. Okay, so the technology that we use, the whole cluster are sitting on, we call RACMON, Monash Cloud Infrastructure, which is running the Neta OpenStack. So all the cluster nodes management are running on the virtual platform, and we use Ansible to provision and deploy the instances, using the Ansible as well to do the cluster maintenance. We have SEC for the object storage, ZFS for the home directory. I can't take quota because I'm struggling with presenting quota to the users at the moment. If you have any solution, happy to hear that. And we use Voki for Monash network. Okay, so M3 Lustre. Before we bought M3 Lustre, we actually had sort of like a proof of concept Lustre file system that installed, which is only 300 terabytes. This is just to prove that Lustre is working for all the workloads in Monash. So, and M3, we bought a bit more, so it's 1 petabyte, and these infrastructures are probably very familiar. Everyone knows about the MPT, the OST, and the Lustre clients. So one thing that has changed since the first instance of Lustre is we put in SSD for the MPT. So 3 sets of OSs and obviously HA. One thing I haven't mentioned is we're running version 2.5 for the Lustre servers, and we're actually using IML, Intel Managers for Lustre, to manage the Lustre file systems in this case. So work that has been done since I started. So before it went on productions, so I did the Lustre upgrades. So that includes kernel and means just the YUM updates for the Lustre servers and the fabric upgrades for the Monash as well. yes, successful, but it actually takes me about 3 days to complete the whole upgrade. This is, on top of that, we also did like hardware upgrades for the servers and the storage as well. And why? Because there was a lot of issues along the way, and we don't have so luckily I did it before we went on production, and so the downtime was easily organized. And luckily we worked very closely with Intel. Chaka is here, so he helped me to resolve a lot of issues. And for example, IML completed the upgrade with some errors, but we managed to fix it, and it went live. So at the moment we have about 3 groups of researchers heavily hammer the Lustre file system, and obviously there's a lot of issues that are coming back to us. I'm still doing a lot of tuning as well. So Lustre tunable. Most of you might already done something on your Lustre client. These are the things that I have done on the Lustre clients based on the workloads that is required. So for example, we changed like the max pages per RPC, the RPC flight, sort of things. So just some examples at the bottom on the commands that I did for the clients. Based on, for example, the max 38 megabytes is like 4 times the max pages per RPC times the max RPC flight, so calculations. Okay, so before it went live, I also did some eyes on for the both Lustre clients on the bare metal as well as on the VM. So this is the IZone result. As you can see, that it was peak when it reaches 2 megabytes of record size on the 60 megabytes of data. And this is probably because the CPU, the processor cache is helping the workload, and then it went down and it went up again when it tried to write 512 megabytes of data. This is the IZone for the bare metal. It seems like it's more consistent. When I put it on side by side, you can see the IOPS are quite similar, but I still can't explain why it went down quite heavily. This is the instant, and that's the bare metal graph. Okay, the challenges that we have. So Lustre over Rocky. So at the moment it's running fine, but we do see a lot of, I still can't explain a lot of issues, but people are complaining that it's quite slow. So I'm yet to find out, do a lot of testing, troubleshooting to find out what's the bottleneck in this case. Security, because we are running M3 on the cloud platform, and we have planned to actually extend the M3 cluster we extend the cluster environment for another tenancy as well. And we can't have the file system mounted on the other tenancy, so that's our core at the moment. But Malcolm actually mentioned about the subdirectory mounting mechanism will come in the end of this year, so hopefully that will solve our issues. Not sure. And backup, yes. In this case, we need to back up some of the project directories, and still in question whether we want to how do we want to do backup for Lustre system. Okay, so that's my presentation. So this is an image that I took last week. I was on Mount Fuji in the summit, looking over the